I'm James Ludwig. I head up design and engineering for Steelcase. So when I was about 12 or 13, I realized I wanted to be an inventor. And in the place where I was living, I'd spend quite a bit of time sort of making contraptions or things. I started studying engineering. After a couple of years, I realized that industrial design and architecture were where I wanted to play. My time in Berlin was incredibly formative. Being from small-town USA, my cultural development really came in chunks. And, I would define that as university, then my time in Chicago doing products, my time in New York doing architecture and studying there. And then clearly Berlin was a heady time there. The wall had come down, I call it the global mobiles and architects were moving to Berlin. I got to participate in that. In a sense, it's really where I learned to crystallize what I think and how I operate. And I still see the impact of that today in how I operate and what I do. One of the things I love about being at Steelcase is I don't just work on Steelcase's problems, I get to work on the problems of the Global 1000. And many of these companies are making the transition, we call it a digital transformation right now. There's traditional technology companies and there's non-traditional technology companies. What's amazing is how prominent IT groups or the tech groups within companies are in this sort of transformation that's happening in business everywhere. We've done some great collaborations and also some great research projects, whether it's institutions like the MIT Media Lab or also great tech companies around the world. To us, it gives us a chance to leverage human capital and expertise that we may or may not possess in-house, but it really amplifies our footprint in that space, and that's one of those exciting things of being at Steelcase. We're living in a time that is only going to increase in complexity. When I talk about good design, I usually think of a way to remove that friction and allow people to unlock their human potential in a way that generally equates to a certain kind of simplicity. We're going to continue to see that smartness counts. And that smartness generally links back to not just our insights about how people interact with furniture and space, but how we're able to infuse a digital layer into them to, again, unlock their potential and remove that friction that we often talk about that people feel in their workday. I love constraints in the sense that, we are designing for users, and those users have real problems, and that insight based on those observations are really what drives me. The power of innovation is to do things we've never imagined before, so I would call it the ultimate freedom. Having the opportunity to see actually many sides of SAP, whether it's the app house or here at headquarters, really gave me more insight. Right, and I sense that SAP feels some of the things that we feel at Steelcase. When we get people to be able to immerse themselves in our culture, they see our best, most authentic sides. And that's what I felt like coming here to kind of your home. I chose to be an industrial designer and an architect. I chose to do things that have to do with industry versus being an artist, and that was for a reason. So my motto to my team is often become great business people, and that'll unlock your ability to become great designers.